Hi students, welcome to my channel Solutions to You. In this video, let us see the solutions for Plus 2 Physics Unit 1 1-mark questions. Hi students, the first question is two identical point charges of magnitude minus q are fixed as shown in the figure below. So two charges minus q and minus q. A third charge plus q is placed midway between the two charges at the point P. See here. Suppose this charge plus q is displaced a small distance from the point P in the directions indicated by the arrows. In which directions will plus q be stable with respect to the displacement? That is the question. So, we have to find in which direction will plus q be stable. So, stable means even though we are shifting it by a small distance, it will have to come back to its original equilibrium position. So, that is stable. So, but when you are trying to shift it in A1 direction, what will happen? Being oppositely charged, it will try to move towards this direction. So, it won't come back to its equilibrium position. So, again the same will be the case when we move the positive charge in the direction of A2. Again here also what will happen when we move in the direction A2, this positive charge will try to move towards this as the force of attraction will be more. And we consider the other two directions. Let us take. What will happen when you are moving it upwards? So when we are moving the plus q charge upwards, at any point in this, it will be of same distance from this minus q charges. So what will happen? The force of attraction will be equal. The force of attraction will be equal and it will be brought back to its original position. The restoring force will bring it back to its original position. The same in the case when we are moving it in V2 direction also, since they are of equal distance, again the restoring force will bring it back to its original position. So it will be stable when we are moving it in B1 and B2. So this is the correct option. We'll go to the next question. Which charge configuration produces a uniform electric field? So whether it is a point charge or infinite uniform line charge or uniformly charged infinite plane, uniformly charged spherical shape. First we will see what is a uniform electric field. Case of uniform electric field, it will have same direction and constant magnitude at all points. See this picture. So first it is a uniform electric field. See the magnitude is same and the direction is same. Both magnitude and direction has to be same at all points. But in case of non-uniform electric field, it is not the thing. Here see the magnitude is different. Even though the direction is the same, the magnitude is different. And all the point charges are non-uniform. See, they will be in different direction radially outwards. And this is also again example for non-uniform electric field. So the options, the first option point charge, it cannot produce a uniform electric field. So this option is ruled out. The second one is infinite uniform. For infinite uniform line charge, the formula for electric field is E is equal to 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by r into r cap. So here the distance factor r is there. So again it cannot produce a uniform electric field. So this is also ruled out. Again the next one is uniformly charged infinite plane. In this case the electric field intensity is given by sigma by 2 epsilon naught n cap. Here the electric field is independent of the distance. Only it depends upon the surface charge density and epsilon naught. So this produces a uniform electric field. The fourth choice is uniformly charged spherical shell. In this case, the formula for electric field. It is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square into r cap. So again here the r factors, that is the distance factor, comes into picture. So this cannot be the option. So the only option is uniformly charged infinite plane. We'll go to the next question. Here the question 3 is, what is the ratio of the charges Q1 by Q2 for the following electric field line pattern? In this diagram, the electric field line is shown and you have to find the ratio of the charges Q1 by Q2. The number of field lines is proportional to the magnitude of charges. Okay, just the magnitude of the charges can be found from the counting the number of lines, the electric field lines. Here see, generally the electric field lines start from positive. So here it is starting, so it is positive and ends in negative. So Q1 is negative and Q2. You always remember that it starts from positive and ends in negative. So you have to find Q1 by Q2 is equal to, so Q1 you have to count the numbers here. It is, again what are the number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It is Q1 is 14 by Q2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So the number of field lines is 25. So the ratio of the charges is given by 14 by 25. That option is not there in your book. Go to the next question. The next question is, what is the next question? An electric dipole is placed at an alignment angle of 30 degree with an electric field of 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per Coulomb. It experiences a torque equal to 8 Newton meter. The charge on the dipole, if the dipole length is 1 centimeter, is. So you have to find the charge on the dipole. For your understanding, I have just shown this figure, how a dipole is placed in an electric field. See, this AB is the dipole here, AB. Its length is this A plus A. It is 2A. The dipole length is 2A and it is inclined at an angle theta here. So, first we will note down what are the values given. Angle is, the alignment angle theta is equal to 30 degree. Electric field is equal to 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per Coulomb. Okay. And the torque is also given. The torque experienced by this dipole, it is given, it is 8 Newton meter. And the dipole length, that is 2A, is equal to 1 centimeter. Converting it into meter, 1 into 10 power minus 2 meter. The formula that you have to use here is tau is equal to, torque is equal to Q into E into 2A sin theta. So what we have to substitute the value. Torque is already given 8 into Q is, we have to calculate Q actually. It is the unknown. E is equal to 2 into 10 power 5 and 2A is equal to 1 into 10 power minus 2 into sin 30. Again 8 is equal to Q into 2 into 10 power 3 into sin 30 is 1 by 2. So what will happen? Q will become, so this implies Q is equal to 8 into 10 power minus 3 coulombs. That can be written as 8 millicoulomb. The correct answer is B. Now let us go to the fifth question. The fifth question is, 4 Gaussian surfaces are given below with charges inside each Gaussian surface. Rank the electric flux through each Gaussian surface in increasing order. So here four Gaussian surfaces are shown. See the total one is A, here B, this is B, C, this one is C and D. So you have to find the charge inside each Gaussian surface. Electric flux is given by Q enclosed by epsilon naught. That means this flux is proportional to the charge, that is the enclosed charge. So first let us calculate the flux for the Gaussian surface A. This Gaussian surface A. What are the charges inside A? Plus 2q, minus q and plus q. How to calculate for A? It's very simple problem. Just you have to calculate the flux by adding the charges inside the surface. Minus q plus q. So it is plus 2q. Again B. Just think of B. What are the charges that is inside B? 1 plus 2q is there, 1 minus q is there. So we have to just add plus 2q minus q. That is again plus q. Then C. See what are the charge? In case of C, 1 plus q and minus q is there. So totally it will become 0. Plus q minus q, it will become 0. The fourth surface is D. So D, inside D only one charge is there, that is minus q. We have to consider this surface for D, this enclosed surface. So only one charge is there, so it is minus. Now you can rank it. So D is the least one, D is less than C, less than B and less than A. So the correct option is A. We'll go to the next question. Question number 6 is the total electric flux for the following closed surface which is kept inside water. Almost similar to the previous question, but here the difference is the closed surface is kept inside water. So here the formula for flux is taken as Q enclosed by epsilon, where epsilon is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r. Because it is kept in water, the permittivity of water has to be considered. Epsilon r is equal to Et for water. So how will you find the charge enclosed? By just adding it. So what are the charges inside that sac? Plus 2q plus 2q plus q by At epsilon naught. So this is equal to 2q by At epsilon naught. So this will be q by 40 epsilon naught. So the correct option is B, q by 40 epsilon naught. Just you have to include this factor, that's water. Epsilon r of water has to be included. But be careful, the inside water has to be noticed. So let us go to the next question. Question number 7. Two identical conducting balls having positive charges Q1 and Q2 are separated by a center to center distance r. If they are made to touch each other and then separated to the same distance, the force between them will be. So whether it is less than before, same as before, more than before or 0. Because there are two identical conducting balls. So this is one ball and we'll have another conducting ball of same size and they are separated by a distance. What is the distance which is given as center to center distance as r. So the center to center distance is r. So two conducting balls and the center to center is r. Both the balls are having positive charges. This is plus q1 and this is plus q2. So what will be the force of attraction? No, sorry, force of, here it will be Both are positive, so repulsive force will be there. So according to Coulomb's law, what is the force? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 into Q2 by R square. So this is the force between these two conducting balls. So what is the question? They are made to touch each other and then separated to the same distance. So these two balls are made to touch each other. What will happen? These two are conducting balls. When they are made to touch each other, each ball will get a new charge. Let us take that new charge as Q dash. It will be the new charge when both the balls are made to touch. This Q dash, since both are identical, the charges will be distributed evenly and this Q dash will be Q1 plus Q2 by 2. Both will have a new charge, that is Q1 plus Q2 by 2. And so again they are separated to the same distance. So now again we have to find the new force between them. So this force, and compare both the forces F dash and F. So what will this be? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q dash into Q dash by R square. So the Q dash value is Q1 plus Q2 by 2. So that also you substitute. 4 pi plus Q2 by 2 the whole square by R square. So comparing this 1 and 2, what we can easily conclude, this will be more. This is more than 1. Here Q1 plus Q2 the whole square is there. So comparing this will be, the force between them will be now more than before. This is the correct answer.